Hello,
Hello.
my name is Nidia, and this is Charles Blevins, and we are going to do our cold case number 4. And what Charles does is he concentrates on a picture and of a cold case, and then he tries to figure out what happened to this individual, and he just picks up what he can. He's psychic with that. I also wanted to tell all of you guys that have maybe have lost someone to put up a page on Facebook. Some people will put up a website in remembrance of, but some people can't afford that. And what I would encourage those who have lost loved ones in this way to put up a page on Facebook so people can keep track of what's going on regarding the investigation, because a lot of these investigations, it's like they go cold and because there's no support in that. The more support there is on these cold cases, the better it is on finding out what really happened to these individuals. So I would encourage everybody to do that. On cold case number 2, there was an individual who did have a website, and we do send the information to the authorities. In this case, we did contact the family through the website, and I did want to read really quick what we did tell her regarding her case. And I wrote to her, "I'm not too sure what to say, but first and foremost, I am truly sorry for your loss. My name is Nidia Blevins, and my husband is Charles Blevins. Charles is psychic, and we have been doing cold cases at random now for about 3 months. Honestly, we don't know how this is going to turn out. The little that I do know is that we definitely do not want to hurt anybody's feelings. We just want to pass the information that we receive. At first I thought that we can do this, and we can start solving cases and help the people be responsible and pay for what they have done. I was wrong. The most important thing is their voices be heard and that they are not forgotten. This is our first contact with the victim's family, and that is because you are only a few families that can put up a website for their loved one. I now know that most of these cases will not be solved, even with some of the information that we received. But it is our hope that the information provided can provide some peace. We recently started to do cold cases on Facebook. We do not mention the victims' names. Charles just tries to see what happens to the victim. We do this so that people know that no matter what you do, the truth is out there. Your son was our second live Facebook cold case. If you are interested in what Charles had to say about your son, you can find the information on Facebook. So I just wanted to, let you guys know what we are doing, what we're trying to do with this information that Charles is picking up from these cold cases. So, and if you have any questions, please let us know. And I'll let Charles do his work now.
I feel like kids are around. Like she has a daughter, but it feels like there's more than one child. She goes through like curtains, and it feels like she's going up on a stage. Maybe she likes to sing. Maybe at like a nightclub, or she just enjoys singing, but it doesn't feel like she's doing it professionally. It feels like the husband is like, or boyfriend is, he's a black gentleman, but like he's muscular, a few inches taller than she is. I feel like she's going out. It's evening time, like she's going out, and like like this gentleman, he's watching the kids, but I also feel him with like a gun in his hand. Feels like an old building, maybe like brick or cinder block, dark building, dark in color. I just keep seeing sidewalks in front of the buildings. It reminds me like an old city. I feel like she's crying. Um, I feel like she's near a train track and like a fence. It feels like a green or a brown car, like an older car. Something from like this, it feels like 70-ish almost, or 80s. I feel like there's someone who saw like an older woman, like in an apartment building, like the top floor of this apartment building that's set across the way. Like she may not have made out everything, but like she saw something happening. I can't tell if he shot her or not. It's like he had a gun, but it feels like he kicked her quite a bit.
When you say he, are you talking about the boyfriend?
Feels like the boyfriend, like the kids went to sleep, and when they went to sleep, she was still out, and like he went after her, like he had a few drinks, and like he got into a rage or jealous rage, either the boyfriend or the husband. I feel like she got into the car with him. It was like on the way going home, like this fight, the car stops and this over this fight or argument.
So did he pick her up?
It feels like it, like he picked her up outside as she was coming out.
So she never made it home.
It doesn't feel like she ever made it home. It feels like it's like she stopped where, like, I feel like there's a train going by and there's a fence, and it feels like there's like a little bridge or underpath in front of her. But if I look up, it feels like there's some old apartment buildings sitting there. Feels like the boyfriend likes to wear a hat, like a black hat, like a dress hat, not like a baseball cap, but more like a dress hat. It feels like she may have had intentions of leaving him. Like he has a temper when he drinks. I feel like the woman in the apartment buildings, it feels like it sits up on top of like a hill, and like it's like going down into an underpath where the car stops, which she may have been able to see him or be able to identify him or describe him for the police, breaking maybe his alibi, like he was at home with the kids or something like that.
Are these apartments close to where she was killed, or it was just something that along the way she saw him? They were,
It feels like close to where she was killed, but I can't tell if her body was left there or if he took her, put her back in the car. But they definitely stopped there, and she had gotten out of the car, he had gotten out of the car, and he was hitting her.
So when they got into this conflict, the other lady can see what was going on, kind of like.
Yeah, because they're out of the vehicle. Like the vehicle stops, she gets out, and he gets out, and he's like trying to get her back into the car, and they end up getting into a fight. It gets more physical. I feel like his skin might also be underneath her nails. I don't feel like this would have been the first time that she has been hit. I feel like she's gone to the hospital before by being hit, but probably no charges were pressed.
And that would be the boyfriend slash husband.
Right. I can't tell if it's a boyfriend or a husband, but it's.
Yeah, but he's the one who hit
He's
her.
the one.
The prior.
Correct.
Okay.
I feel like some of the family suspect that he did it. feel like the lady is the best option as far as the witness.
You said you couldn't tell whether he kicked her or, what was the death situation? How did she die?
I can't tell if she got shot or if it's just physical beating.
Okay,
I don't really see it's not something that was quick, like a bang quick drop. It's more slower.
So she was beaten.
It feels more slower, like beaten, But I'm not 100% sure if he didn't shoot her. I just can't distinguish if that was the killing blow or not, if there was a shot involved. I know that it feels like there is a weapon there. It's just not.
If the weapon is involved, does the boyfriend or husband still have that weapon? Can you tell?
I can't tell for sure, but it feels like a revolver.
Do you have any other information?
If the gun was used, and then it could be still in the apartment. Feels like kitchen area.
Anything else?
No. What do you have?
So just really quick before I go into what happened to her, is the evidence the evidence for the police or any type of other information is the best bet that lady?
It feels like it as far as witness, because of right now, I think he has like an alibi, and this lady could at least break his alibi.
Okay. Yeah, and hers is okay. So what happened? It says it makes sense. Now, one other question before I go into her.
Yeah.
Did she go out by herself, or did she go out with friends, or did she go out to sing, or
it feels like she went out to sing, but like maybe there was friends there, like she met up with them. It doesn't feel like she left with them, but like maybe she met up with her friends.
But did any of her friends see her being picked up, or did she guess she must have?
I'm not 100% sure, and that's the reason why this lady keeps popping up who lives in the apartment. Like, she saw that there was something that was taking place, some type of violence taking place. Maybe
right.
She couldn't fully make it out, but she could
at least identify the vehicle that it was not. I mean, he was not at home.
Correct.
You know what I mean? That would place him somewhere else.
That's what it is. I'm assuming is that it would place him somewhere.
Okay, so let me give you the information on her. So police have identified a woman who was found shot to death behind a home in Central Park of the city Monday morning. It says they identified blah blah blah. She was 52, and police says was found lying in the grass behind a house. just off, and I don't want to say the place, but it's off some, well, it doesn't matter. Just off, police believe she has been dead for several hours before being found. Now, what's funny is that, okay, so they say Monday afternoon, the fire department responded to a fire at the same house where where she was found dead. They said that it might be connected to her death, but it was a strange coincidence. It's like the building next door caught on fire.
Okay.
It's like she was found in which is odd. It's like, why would she be found like behind a house? Do you think that was her house or that was somewhere else? I mean, whose house was that? She was found behind a house, shot.
It might be her house. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I feel like he put her back in the car, but I couldn't tell like where he took her, which makes sense because it felt like it went home in a way, but I don't want to say for sure. I don't want to guess.
Yeah, because I can't tell, like, even from reading this.
Because it just feels like whatever happened at that location, then he put her back into it feels like maybe back into the car, and then taken and dumped. But it feels like she's being placed somewhere else, dumped somewhere else.
Yeah, because it feels like she was killed and they found her several hours later. And then, which is kind of weird, is that the building next to it, somebody set it on fire. But they said it could have been not related. It could have been arsenal, so that, I don't know. That's kind of strange.
Yeah, it feels like that might be something separate from the situation.
Okay. I mean, do you have anything else? So definitely she was shot.
Okay.
So that's for sure. And she could have been, like, it doesn't say that she was beaten or anything on here, but it doesn't mean that she was. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, some information they withhold. But I guess, do you have anything else for this one?
No, I don't have anything else.
Okay, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you're interested in a reading, Charles does this, and he doesn't just do cold cases, but every day, right as soon as we finish Facebook Live, he'll do some readings for some people. He also started doing for Wednesdays. So that's opened up, and he's now doing Wednesdays from what time?
11 to 4, and Mondays and Wednesdays, 11 to 4 normally.
Excuse me, Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you're interested, just give us a call, or, and like I said, I always need a picture, and you can send it to Nidia at charlesblevins.com. The information's on his website at charlesblevins.com. So thank you very much, everyone. You guys have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.
Take care.